So, good evening, class. Officially, we're starting our class on business analysis.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, business analysis is very, very important. It's very, very important. And after, as a business analyst, you start seeing yourself as someone who can solve problems. We have too many problems in this world. Let's forget about IT. We have too many problems in this world, and people like those that can help them solve problems. We have so many problems, and as a business analyst, your role is to solve problems. You know how to solve problems. So why wouldn't people like you if you know how to solve problems? So you see the reason why companies are looking for business analysts. They look for business analysts. They are highly sought after, even more than project managers, because these are people that will confront any kind of challenges. So that is business analysis for you. You are a problem solver, a game changer. That will call them game changers. No matter the kind of problem, they are up to it. They don't have restriction. They can work anywhere. They can work in schools. They can work in government. They can work in everywhere. That is business analyst for you. So, and looking at it from the organizational point of view, you are there like, I'll use a medical doctor as an example. Medical doctor solves medical related problem. That's what they do. And you see the way they are highly respected. They are highly respected because they solve problem, they save people's life. That is the position business analysts are occupying in so many organizations. They save ailing companies. When companies are having challenges, that is sickness for those companies. When they're having those challenges, they don't have anybody to run to. They run to business analysts. When people having health challenges, they don't have anybody to run to. They run to medical doctors. So in business analysis, the way doctors collect requirements from patients when they are sick, that is the way you sit down with stakeholders and collect requirements when companies are sick. You know that medical doctors, when they collect requirement, they take it to lab. That is, they collect requirement, they take even your blood sample. Business analysts, they collect requirement based on the problem you're having, they take it to lab. And that is where they start what we call business analysis, requirement analysis. And when the medical doctors, after the medical analysis in the lab and things, they come out with prescriptions, and they give you prescription, you go buy medicine and you take it, you become well. That is the way the business analysts, after their requirement analysis, they come up with solutions. We call it solutions. Business solutions today are softwares, technologies. They make prescription. Their prescription are these software solutions. They tell you the kind of solution you need to buy and start using it. And you find out that the business or the kind of configuration or the kind of integration or data migration or whichever way they prescribe it is left for you to buy their idea. But most of the cases, if you listen to them and do what they ask you to do, you find out your problem will go. Just like medical doctors, they will not force you to take your medication. It's left for you to take your medication, but they will be there. assisting you. If you're a hospital bed, they'll be assisting you, encouraging you to take medication. That is how the business analysts, they will be there assisting in implementing those solutions till the solution goes live, and then the business starts smiling. That is it. The medical line, they see the patient will start smiling as well. So there is nothing different in business analysis, what we do, and from what the medical doctors do. But they do it for human beings, we do it for companies. Simple. That is business analysis, and that is business analysis for you. But there is so much challenges today, because even those that are teaching us in the universities, they do not even understand the role what business analyst does. They do not understand, and they are not teaching us well. And that's why you see graduates, they will come out and they cannot solve business problem. You see people, I see thousands of people graduating from business school. You see, when I was in UNEC, we have our set alone, we have more than 1,000 people that I don't know about graduation, but when we're in school, we're up to, in our set, we're up to 1,000 people in business faculty. Business faculty should be where you learn business analysis. At the end of the day, all of us came out, we don't even know anything about any business. I just started hearing business analysis when I already started looking for a job. We are not well prepared for this. So we should take it seriously. This is, if you know what you are doing, this is after learning business analysis, you should start, feeling like a graduate. And when you are seeing a company, or before you should know what you are bringing to table. You should know how to solve problems. You should know how to capture requirements, just like medical doctors sit with a patient, capture requirements. You should know how to analyze requirements. You should know how to tell them confidently, this is your problem, and this is the solution you need, and that is it. Can you see what you are bringing to table? That is what you are bringing to table. You are solving problems. When you solve problems, customers' satisfaction rate will increase. You see, you solve a problem, the customer satisfaction rate has increased. You solve a problem, waste of reduction. When it takes 3 days to do a particular job, when you solve the problem for the company as a business analyst, it will only take the company 5 hours or even 2 hours to do the job. That is what you are bringing. You see the way you save, you are saving time, you are saving resources, that is you. And when you see yourself doing such a thing, why wouldn't you raise your shoulder? Why wouldn't you be proud of yourself? But if you don't know these things, you rather be, as a graduate, you start running back to go and start working as a clerical officer, where you'll be carrying somebody, checking somebody's email and know who send email and who doesn't send email. That is so underrating for your position. As a graduate, you are too big for that. You should be there talking strategically. You are a consultant as a graduate. That is the way it should be. You should be able to put yourself in order. So that is it. So I want us to just, without sharing slide, to let us understand it. That is the way it is. There is no any other way. But what we are going to be doing is that now you understand how business analysis works. We are going to be looking at how to apply it, techniques, principles, roles after training, becoming a business analyst. There are so many ways you can practice as a business analyst. So these are things we are going to look at a slide. But in a nutshell, where I use analogy to teach, because it's better when once I use medical doctor to compare business analysis, a lot of people will just grab it, and it's easier to understand it that way. Okay. I will start sharing my slide and let's take it from there. So, looking at the brief definition here, business business analysis is a systematic evaluation, identification, and implementation of solutions. Just like I said, evaluation, you evaluate the problem. The way you evaluate the problem is by requirement gathering. You need to gather requirements from the stakeholders. That's systematic evaluation. You capture requirements, you do analysis, then identification and implementation. After evaluation, you should be able to identify the relevant solution for the problem. And after identifying the solution for the problem, it doesn't end there. It's still the duty of a business analyst to engage the development team or the developers to implement that solution. In a nutshell, that is business analysis: systematic evaluation, identification, and implementation of solutions for organization. The objective here is understanding, defining, solving business problems. Understanding business problems, defining the problem, and then solving the problems. The core purpose is to enhance organizational efficiency, effectiveness, and success. When you apply business analysis, it must enhance organizational efficiency. I will use a solution called the robotic process automation. When you apply robotic process automation in so many work processes or workflows, you find out that that robotic process automation will automate so many of the repetitive activities within the workflow, meaning that that robotic automation will take over from the manual handling of that process. If you are checking your email manually, the robot will be taking over and be checking the emails. Everything you'll be doing, the robot will be taking it over. When that is done, you find out that if he's taking a human being, when we're talking about human being, we talk about manually. If he's taking manually to implement a process, like for instance, he's taking 1 week to implement a process or to a workflow that takes like 1 week. When automated, it will just take like 2 hours. And the solution, that is technology, will get that done. And when that is done, you find out there will be a save of how many, if you are taking 1 week to do it manually, and now after applying technology is now taking 2 hours to do it. How many hours have you saved the organization? Check how many hours. Let's just say 4 days, even if you are just saving 4 days. That is much. Somebody who is doing that before will either be, I'm not saying people will lose their job, But when company free up spaces like that, that particular person will be sent to another place and be adding value in different places than all these places. And so many of the time when there is improved system, let's say data quality, you are improved on data quality, the data quality will be highly improved. But in some cases where we are using manual processes for data entry, there will be a lot of mistakes, errors. These are how business analysis enhance organizational efficiency. It is going to remove all the errors if you are doing data entry. It's very difficult to avoid error if you are doing data entry manually. If you are working on a 6 or 9 hour shift, before you know it, at the end of the shift, you'll be tired, planning to go. Before you know it, you start making some mistakes. But technology don't make that mistakes. More especially if it comes to money, you know that you can make a mistake that can bring your company down, or even your company image down. And even if you are working in hospital and you apply business analysis, there will be no errors in all these medical reports. I've had a situation where they gave somebody another person's medical report saying that the patient is having a cancer, while the patient is not having any cancer. That is a big blunder. And with that, if the person goes for litigation, do you know the amount of damage that hospital is going to pay? So that's why so many activities will have to take it away from manual handling and automate it. And when automated, there will be high efficiency, effectiveness, and success. And when there is efficiency, effectiveness, and success, customers will be happy. And what the way customers does, when they are happy, they will go home, they will tell another person, this is where it's happening. You know? And before you know it, word of mouth will start spreading. And that is how your company will start growing. Who is bringing this success? You business analysts, by improving the way things has been done manually, trying to automate it. So the role of a business analysis is to optimize processes. Like I say, I use robotic process automation as an example. Optimizing, when you optimize the process, apply robotic process automation, you automate the whole system, it's going to crush down the time, waste of time. Time is valuable resources. After all of us going to work, what are they paying us? For time. Our time, they are paying our time. Instead of the time you should be staying at home to watch movies. Okay. Madam, please put your this in on mute. So this time will be optimized. So the process will be optimized, and we'll find out that everybody is happy. It enhances decision making, you know, for decision makers, and it aligns to strategies facilitating adaptability, innovation, and communication. So business analysis this is the role of business analysis in an organization. When there is good business analysis, you should be making good recommendation for the executive officers that will help them take quality decision. Align strategies. You must align strategies. What are the organization strategies? You make sure that everything is aligned to the organization strategy, their vision. You help to facilitate adaptability. You help the company. When you talk about the adaptability, it's about adapting to changes, changing business environment. So many companies today went bankrupt because they find it difficult to adapt. They find it difficult to cope. in this challenging environment. You see banks will go down because they couldn't cope with the technological advancement in banking sectors. You see telecommunication, they will go down because they couldn't cope. Now you can see the way digital banking is springing up. Very soon, all these banking system like Zenith Bank, they will go. I'm telling you, let's just give it a few more years. Today, the youth of these days, they are no longer interested in all this banking. All they want is this digital banking. So, but when this is the time for all these conventional, traditional institutions, it is the time for them to hire more of business analysts, because the people that are going to save them are experienced business analysts that will help them. So many of them are there packing marketers. Marketers are not going to do anything for you. In today's world, all the marketing today can be done on Facebook. So these are the people they need today, mostly innovation. Business analysts will help companies to innovate and communicate effectively. So, please mute yourself. Okay. What are the roles of business analysis in organization success? Strategic alignment. We already talked about strategic alignment. Align projects with organizational goal. All the projects coming must align with organizational goal. Vision. Business analysts must make sure that it aligns with organizational goal. So I find out that when I was trying to, I jump a slide, jump this slide. So what are the key principles in business analysis? We have key principles that we must abide by as a business analyst. As a business analyst, one thing you must know how to do is requirement analysis. Requirement analysis involves requirement gathering and analysis, capture requirement and analyze requirement. First, you must be able to identify and analyze the stakeholders' need. What are their needs? Not your need. Because some people will go and start doing what they want because the business analyst, you cannot just see someone who is sick and you've not even asked question. You just touch the person and the body is warm, you start giving medication. You don't do that. No medical doctor just start giving medication because somebody's body is warm. You need to interrogate the patient. You need to ask various questions. How is are you feeling headache? How are you doing? You must ask various questions. And if possible, you must take samples and go to laboratory for diagnosis. Before you might, if the temperature is high, there is basic medication you can administer, but you cannot give serious medication to someone without proper requirement capturing and analysis and things like that. So, as a business analyst, requirement analysis is key. This will help you to identify and analyze stakeholders' need. Then stakeholder engagement. How do you understand stakeholders' need if you don't even know how to engage stakeholders? We've done stakeholder analysis in our previous course. Stakeholder engagement, you must, like when we are doing project management, I was telling you guys, there's a lot Project management and business analysis shares a lot of similarities, a lot of principle, a lot of concept. So stakeholder analysis engagement here, effective communication and collaboration is very important. You must know how to do that through stakeholder. We are going to go into detail on all these, both requirement analysis, stakeholder, but this is just introducing this. So you must know how to do a proper stakeholder analysis. You must know how to engage your stakeholders and keep them engaged as long as the project is going on. Collaboration is key. So then problem solving and decision making, that is your core function to solve problems. You've not come to the company to drink tea and coffee. You know, everybody will bring their problems to you to help them analyze. You must be able to analyze complex problems, analyze data, facilitate decisions. So these are key principles. So after requirements gathering, analysis, you must be able to provide solution. You must be able to come up with a solution that the decision maker should be able to sit on your recommendation. You as a business analyst, you don't take decision. I want to clarify this. You are not taking it's the chief executives, the business leaders. These are the people that take decision. But you business analysts, you recommend decision. You make recommendations for them that will help them to take quality decision. You see, like maybe all these governors, presidents, and these, all the things they say, that's what they have advisors. They have technical advice, they have political advisors. All these advisors should be business analysts. But they just go and employ somebody, big-bellied man that doesn't know anything because he's been in the party for years. You call it a presidential advisor on this. And they don't even know anything. What are they advising? Because they don't know anything about business analysis. Business analysis government is a serious business. Very serious business. And because of that, we should have competent business analysts in all ministries, working hard, making recommendations. But in a situation where there's no business, how do you want a country to prosper? Like me here, I live in UK. You see all these ministries, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Finance, they keep on hiring business analysts. You see hospitals, they keep on hiring business analysts. Why wouldn't they hire them? These are the people that will help you to, recommend quality decision. You cannot take quality decision without these people. You have only one head. You as the president will be thinking of how many states in Nigeria do we have? How many ministries do we have? How many parastatals do we have? How can one president be? You cannot do that. So you need to be hiring business analysts. If you hire quality business analysts, they'll be helping you, making recommendation for you. Everything you need to, they make recommendation. All you just be there is reading out speeches, and things will be working out. And people will say, wow, this president is too powerful, he's too intelligent. But you are not, you are just there drinking coffee. But the only thing to achieve that, make sure you employ quality business analysts. They are the game changers. All these countries suffering, and these are the people they need. Business analysts. Please don't make me to go out of my slide, please.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Mute yourself now.
Mute your mic.
So the next key principle here is adaptability and flexibility. Companies should be able to be highly adaptable and flexible. We are in a changing business environment. The business environment is changing very fast, very, very fast. And we should be able to adapt. Companies today should be able to start knowing how to use technologies, or not companies, organizations, various organizations. We should be able to adapt. And the reason why some are not progressing is because the adaptability and flexible nature there is very, very poor. So as a business analyst, we should be able to help companies to adjust to or adapt to these methodologies that will help them with this changing environment. And that's why you see so many companies into agile migration. So many companies are migrating from their method of operation to agile operation. It's very important. Then process improvement. Most of the processes companies have been using, as they use them, they get obsolete and they require continuous improvement. They require continuous improvement because businesses customers need are continuously, evolving. Customers' appetites continuously grow. So you need to, improve your processes. And the only way you can do that is look out for areas of that needs to be improved, inefficiencies, and recommend improvement. In what we do today, so many things we do, there's so much efficiencies, and we need to improve. There's need for improvement. If you go to our educational system today, some people are still using blackboard and chalk, but there is need to improve. We've gone past that stage. You as an adult, you cannot be staying at home enjoying this kind of education, and then you send your children to school where they will not even see a whiteboard. They are still within the blackboard. They don't know how to use. These are where the children should be at this stage of education. So if the children have been in those using all those obsolete, teachers have been using obsolete method, outdated method to teach your child, and you come back, you want your child to start competing with those that have been, it's not gonna work. It's not by prayer. Prayer cannot do that. I have to be honest with you. There are some things prayer can do. But if they are teaching children what they are not supposed to know, and other children are learning what they are supposed to know, the gap will continue to exist. So this is where business analysts, your duty, your role, we are everywhere. We need to be everywhere. in schools, hospitals, in government, banking, everywhere. But only if they will listen. So, roles in organizational success. Strategic alignment for organization to succeed. The business analyst must make sure there is strategic alignment. All projects must align to organizational goal. What are the organizational goals? Every organization have this goal of growth, improvement, but they don't have people that will help them to achieve that. So once you find your feet is in a company, you must, every project you work on, you must make sure that it aligns to organization's goal. And the easiest way to do that, every company wants growth. So if you are doing a project, you must be able to do a thorough cost-benefit analysis to make sure that that particular project is viable. You must look at the benefit. Every organization, they are looking for profitability. They are looking for, so it must bring something to table. Every project must bring something to table. A project that is not viable, you should not recommend it as a business analyst. You must know how to perform a simple cost-benefit analysis. Risk mitigation, you should be able to identify risk early, develop mitigation strategies. We've done risk management. Is equally needed. As a business analyst, you must see a risk before others.
All right, no problem.
Enhance decision making. Provide data-driven insights. Like I said earlier, you don't take decision, but you enhance decision making. You make recommendation, and most of the solution you deploy should be able to provide this insight for quality decision. Efficient resource utilization. Business analysis should be able to help organization with quality resource utilization, allocate resources effectively. And you see, within this area, you are working as a project manager as well. So you see where there is, resemblance, similarities between project management and business analysis. And then continuous improvement, champion ongoing evaluation and enhancement. When the company hire you to implement a solution, it does not end there. The solution you implement requires maintenance, ongoing maintenance, improving that solution to get better. And it's your duty to do that as a business analyst. So business analysis is for me, is the king. So for some of you that are, because when we took a poll, try to understand preference, business analysis, and project manager. Everybody I want to be a project manager. I want to be a project manager. Well, good and fine. It's nothing wrong with being a project manager. But if you really want to be happy with what you bring to table, yeah, I'm not saying that project managers do not bring anything to table, but the project manager is guiding the ship to reach their destination. That's what they do. A project is like a ship that is on sailing. But for the ship to get there, some people must be maintaining that ship, doing a lot of things, doing all those things. you are just like a midfielder in a team, making sure that everything is being done properly, making sure that the projects remain viable. So that is business analysis in a nutshell. So this is just an overview to business analysis. So now some of us we've come to understand what business analysis is, what they stand, their position for the organizations. So it's time for you to, ask questions so that because this is just introduction. Tomorrow we move to next stage. Today is going to be introduction for us to understand, because so many of us do not understand this concept called business analysis. And that is what I want us to do, understand it. Asking your question will help me to know those that are still struggling, to understand business analysis. We need to understand the basic concepts before we start diving it and start cutting deep into business analysis. And here is like some people that have been disturbing my class. I don't know how I will make this, because some of you are just being insensitive. They don't care, And the next thing, some will start flaming up. You talk to me like a child. Why you behave like a child? Just give me a sec. Okay. Now let's start our question and answer on business analysis. Let me see a level of understanding based on this basic concept of business analysis, and that will help me to know how deep we're going to go. And I will start from Ogechi Ezenwonye.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Good evening, everyone. Okay, my question is, can a business analyst be likened with a product manager? Because from everything you've said, there's some similarities. So I want to really know if they have something in common, or can they be likened, or can a business analyst stand in for a product manager?
Product manager or product owner?
Yeah.
Well, product on business analysis is more versatile. So comparing business analyst, product owner or product owner, there are narrow aspects of business analysis. They are narrow. Business analysts can do all those, but they are narrow. So business analyst is a more versatile role. A product owner can only work in agile environment, but we have so many methodologies. A business analyst, you can work in agile environments, you can work in waterfall environments, you can work in both Prince 2. Everywhere, you are everywhere. So, but product owner is an agile concept. So you can only, you see that has narrowed you. So many business analysts can work as a product owner. But for you to do that, you need to understand agile environment very well. So we have Agatha.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for today's class. We actually mixed the classes last week. I'm glad we're back. So my question is, while the class was going on, you mentioned that business analysts make data-driven decisions. So can we say that business analysts work alongside data analysts, or can they work as a data analyst and still be a business analyst? I don't know if my question is clear.
Okay, I've captured your question, but number one correction, I didn't say that business analysts make decisions. I said business analysts make recommendations for business leaders to take decisions. That is number one correction. So, number two, business analyst is so versatile. You can work as a jet.
Carry yourself and go.
What they give it today?
So, number two, business analysts can work as a data analyst, but you must have more knowledge about data. It must be, that's why you see the first thing you need to do is to become a business analyst, and then you start developing yourself more in other domain to drive. If you want to become a data analyst, yes, you can be a data analyst. In my class here in UK, half of my students half of them have masters in data analysis, but they become stuck because they don't have foundation in business analysis. Some people will just hear that data analysts do this. All of them from abroad, they will be applying for their masters. Everybody will be applying data science. They will come here, they will graduate as a data scientist, but they don't have that foundation as business, and they will become stuck, and so many of them will come back to business analysis to get our foundation. So in business analysis, some of the roles we have in business analysis is data analyst, but still we have business analyst as a role. But business analysis, both product owner, all of them comes into business analysis, but not business analyst. So a data analyst can work as in business analysis. But when you are looking at them, data analysts and business analysts, they are two different roles. So you need to have extensive knowledge of data management before you become a data analyst. But it's a pathway from business analysis.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Very well understood.
Yeah. Ade is a Mosu.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for this class. My question is, I wanted to ask, as a business analyst, you said something about you likened it to being a medical doctor, and then, trying to analyze the information gotten and then provide a solution. I'm now asking, as a layman, I'm asking, based on the introductory class. So what if you do not know much about that particular business? Is it possible for someone to move into being a business analyst, and then you can just go into any businesses to analyze or provide solution to their problems if you do not have an in-depth understanding of that particular business or what it's all about?
You don't need any in-depth understanding of any business for you to be a business analyst. That is what you do requirements gathering. So when they're having
Okay.
problems, they will tell you that you ask questions. And once they tell you
Okay.
their question, then you go and do analysis. You read. Business analysts, you don't need any prior knowledge of any domain. Although so many companies are looking for people who have worked in so many domains, or if you have worked in telecommunication, because they are looking for experienced people. But in the actual sense, as a business analyst, you are a researcher. Once you capture requirement, you gather requirement, find out this is their problem, you go into research. Who tell you that medical doctors knows everything? As a matter of fact, medical doctors just know, just on the surface. You see them, they read a lot. Who tell you medical doctors don't read? You see them as they are capturing your requirement, they are typing. You think what they are doing? They are searching. They are searching for the solution. So many of us don't even understand what medical doctors are. They just the ones who come, well, as some experienced medical doctors over the years. Once you come, tell them, and once the result is out, if they know that you are having malaria, based on their experience, they can just provide solution for malaria after the result has come out too, because you need to be taken to lab. Medical doctors do not provide because you tell them they will tell you to get your urine sample where they take it to lab. It's lab that will then find the actual problems, whatever, after the diagnosis, the lab result. And when the lab result comes, the medical doctors, they need to search for the relevant medication for that particular problem. It doesn't just come out of their head. They use internet to search as well. They use medical books. They go read it in medical books. So you as a business analyst, you cannot just be there because you're a business analyst, you know it all. Business analyst is an application that will help you to solve a problem. You don't know the problem. So many problems you are going to solve. You don't know it, but you know how to manipulate and solve the problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I quite understand it now. Thank you.
Bridget.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this class. My question is this. You mentioned that a business analyst does not make decisions, that the chief executives do. What happens if the decisions of the chief executives adversely affect the deliverables of the business analyst? What should the business analyst do?
Deliverables, how?
That is his output in carrying out in working with the project manager to deliver the project. If the decisions of the chief executives do not align with his own decisions.
The decision of the chief executive is either to carry out the project or not. So if they say the project will not be carried out, so how will their decision be affecting a project that is not being carried out? You analyze and you recommend solutions. The business leaders will then is either they say yes or no. So once they say yes, they will allow you to execute the project. They don't have to come and disrupting the project because they have given you go-ahead order to execute the project. If they don't want the project to go on, they will say no. Your recommendation must not be approved all the time. But it's your duty to make recommendations.
Okay, sir. Sir, does it mean that the decisions of the chief executives, their decision does not have anything to do with the business processes at all? Is that what it means?
There is a standard business process. They don't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
They don't interfere with project execution. It's only when you are going contrary to the core principles. So many of them are experienced business analysts. That somebody is at the top doesn't mean that they doesn't have experience. or when you are not informing them. You've done stakeholder analysis, so you should know better.
Thank you, sir. Well understood.
Okay. So I think we've captured all the people trying to be clarified. So business analysis is well, for now it might not be so simple for you, but the issue here is that, like the last speaker, you make recommendation, and your recommendation comes as a business case. So some of you are jumping, we've not gone halfway by now we've not treated business case. So there's no need of telling you what business case is all about, because we are going there. So, but just know it from this. I want you to understand it from this this perspective, what they do. They make recommendation to the chief executives, and the chief executives take decision. So that is the recommendation they make is, this is the solution that will help us to solve this problem. I want us to adopt this solution, these three solutions. If you cannot, and if you don't adopt the first one, you can adopt the second one. And when you are making recommendation for solution, you should be able to come up with at least 3 solutions where you prioritize solution. Solution 1, solution 2, solution 3. So if they are making decision, they will have choice of, either the for instance, if you are now trying to implement a CRM system, you can tell the organization business leader or the project sponsor, we need to implement Dynamics 365 CRM because of so reason. If we cannot implement Dynamics, we have Salesforce CRM.
Don't touch that thing now.
As a second solution. If we are not implementing Salesforce, we have a Soho CRM as a third choice. That is how you make recommendation. Solution, you recommend up to 3 solutions. So, but there is no need of teaching you all this now, because this is where we are going. Some people will get confused, So, thank you for joining this night as we continue to move forward. You continue to understand better. So we are not going to do everything today. If you can understand what is done today, that is the key thing. Today, you understand. Don't try to run faster than your shadow, because some of you are kind of trying to be so sharp or so fast. It's going to affect you. Try to understand it today. Then, as we are progressing, let your question be based on what is being treated now, and we eventually get to that place you want to be. So, all right. We can call it